Keithshill, Keithshill. I woke up this morning and there was a big explosion. It shook the side of my room. Before I even knew, there was already a neighbor knocking on my door, yelling fire, fire. We had to get out of the house. My mom and my sister got up. I got them, rushed out of the house. Unfortunately, our 2 cats are still inside because they were too scared to get them and we didn't have time. So
you come out and see flames and all?
Yeah, it came out. My neighbor is in the process of moving, so he has like a bunch of just extra stuff on his porch, stuff like that. So as soon as I came out, I saw all that stuff on fire. The whole front of his house was engulfed, which is like feet away from my house. So it just felt really scary and very dangerous.
Now that it's all over from the field, it didn't reach your house.
I'm happy it didn't reach my house. I'm happy my neighbors weren't there. So, I mean, it's a bad situation, but the best side of it.
And last name, and can you spell it, and your title?
Sure. My name is Cody Smith, C-O-D-Y-S-M-I-T-H. I'm the A-Shift Operations Battalion Chief.
Walk me through what happened behind me.
Sure. Basically, we were called out to a one-story single-family dwelling that was well involved. It ended up being a second alarm assignment. We had 3 trucks, 6 engines, 2 BLS units, and an additional battalion chief on scene. First initial companies arriving on scene, we had a well-involved structure. They were able to make a quick primary search. We found that none of the family was at home at the time. This is a recent escrow, so luckily for the homeowners, most of their furniture hadn't been moved in yet, which allowed us to do a quick primary search. Our crews were able to do a quick ventilation, make sure we got all the heat and smoke out of the way, effectively complete that primary search, make sure nobody was trapped inside. There were no injuries to civilians or our firefighters. Everybody did a great job. It was a very safe operation. We prevented what could have been an extensive fire. The houses that were next door, since this was so well involved, it could have impinged on those other structures, but everybody did a great job of a quick knockdown and took care of the structure quickly.
Someone told me that they were sleeping and then they heard a loud explosion. Are you aware of what is next? What is this investigation?
So yeah, we have no information as far as any type of explosion. Again, we arrived on scene fairly quickly. Didn't see anything that lined up with that information, but we do have our investigators are on scene, and they're evaluating the structure now.
So you didn't find anything suspicious?
Again, I don't have any information as far as the investigation yet. It's in its early stages. We just started the investigation. It doesn't appear that there's anything suspicious at this point, but again, we just initiated our investigation, and we'll go from there.
Is this all Pasadena Fire and Glendale, or just Glendale Fire?
No, this is the Glendale Fire Department. This was a second alarm assignment that involved all Glendale units. We did have Battalion 1 from Burbank that came out to assist with and he was our safety, and went around, and their job was to make sure that everything is running smooth and that there's not any issues that we can't see. They back us up when we do that. We do the same for them.
How long did it take for a knockout?
I'd have to get back to you on that information. I do have the knockdown numbers. I just don't have that in front of me right now.